Now, one of the things I'm always trying to do whenever I ride the MT09, I'm trying to define what it is. It's a naked bike, of course. It doesn't have full fairings or anything like an R6 or an R1. But that's not really what it's about, is it? It's not a touring bike. It doesn't have saddlebags. There's a version of it called the Tracer that does. But what is it really? Now, I got mine for my 75th birthday, and I decided I was going to make it what I wanted it to be. But once I started riding it, I realized I was wrong all along. It is really a hooligan bike. Now, I don't know where that term came from, but I've heard them refer to other bikes that way. One of them is the VMAX as being a hooligan maker. Now, this is Henry Hawk's picture. He sent me this morning on a computer, and thank you for sharing all these pictures, Henry. You send them to me almost every day. Thank you. And you can share this whole adventure in 4K. Just adjust your device. Well, it looks like we have yet another nice riding day. Chance of rain. But then there's always a chance of rain. What can I say? We are getting out on the open road today. We got to do some work on the farm. Feed the fish, feed the birds, make sure Karen's okay, and we're out on the open road. I've had a few people ask me over the years, why do you bother pre-flighting a bike? I never check anything. Well, I don't know. I guess I'm just old school. Why do you wipe the bike off every time you ride it and clean it? Well, so the bugs don't stick. Bike probably has more wax on it than most. And why do you check the air in the tires? Because I had 2 flats on this bike the first year I owned it. Both in the back tire, and both of them. It was amazing. I caught them before I went out on a ride that I had a nail in the tire because the pressure was low. So why do I feed the fish? Because otherwise they get even with me. That's a simple answer. And they really do. They make me feel sorry for them. I think about them when I'm riding. But today we got a really special thing. Karen's going to make coleslaw. We're ready to harvest one of our 2 cabbages. We grew 2 cabbages this year. She's inside waiting for me. I got to chop this all up for her. We have a slicer, of course. And when I get back from the ride, this is going to be some very, very appetizing coleslaw. Grown farm to table or farm to kitchen or whatever. And finally get the bugs off the pipes and let's get out on the open road. Joe Roselli has the Tracer version of this bike with the saddlebags, all the touring accessories, and he loves the bike, of course. We've ridden with him before. And this version, just a little bit different. Not designed for touring. It's designed to be a naked bike. It's designed for whatever goes with you fits in your pocket, or not. But you better have a radar detector. Because as soon as you get out on the open road and as soon as the road is clear ahead of you, no matter who you are, you become a hooligan. Now, my thing is, I want to have a collection of bikes, and I wanted to have one from every 10-year period, and I wanted them all to be different. I didn't want to have 10 sport bikes or 9 sport bikes. I didn't want 10 touring bikes. I didn't want 10 track bikes. So what I did when I built my collection, I wanted everyone's just a little bit different. And so every day that I ride, it tends to be a little bit different than the day before. I like that. Some people don't. And some people have a collection that suits their needs a lot better. I know Henry has Moto Guzzies, and I saw his VMAX this morning. Henry, again, thank you. I love that people share the photos, share the passion that we all share for these motorcycles. And as Joe Roselli so correctly says, I repeat it over and over for people, it's so good. Ride the bike that you really like or love, or both, the bike that you're passionate about, and you'll never be unhappy. Now my thing is, I like twisty back roads with very low traffic and even lower law enforcement. I hate getting out on Route 80 every day for 30 miles each way, having a ride in heavy traffic with heavy law enforcement. That radar detector almost never goes off. But once I get onto the back roads up in the Picatinny area, but there's just no bad roads. Every one of the roads up there is good. And I have to admit, I love the quick shifter. It's the only bike in my collection has a quick shifter. I wish everyone did. But hey, that's shame on me time. I don't have the time to, or the energy now to search it out. But this bike with the quick shifter, it never bores you. It never disappoints you, ever. Now, one of my friends, Jimmy, who got to ride this bike, and we switched bikes for about an hour. And at the end of it, he said, I said, what do you think the right word for this bike is, Jim? He said, oh, it's a hooligan bike. And I said, oh my God, that's the word I've been using. He says, and it was funny that he said this. He says, this bike could make Mother Teresa a hooligan. Now, maybe he's right, I don't know. But it makes me a hooligan. And it makes me feel like I'm 18 years old again. And it makes me feel like there's just an open road in front of me, and especially if it has some curves in it, and it's not just been salted, turns you into a hooligan. Now, everywhere here up in northern New Jersey, lower New York, the roads are just beautiful. This time of year, the scenery is beautiful. I like to take part of every ride and just cruise around and look at the scenery, look for some places to take pictures. Very, very enjoyable part of the country to ride in. Now, on our channel, there are, as of today, 3,100 videos. Many of them cover things, modifying motorcycles, carbon fiber work, paint work, custom detailing, polishing parts. A lot of interesting stuff, maybe of some value or interest to you. But this bike, all of the detail changes, virtually every one, are on the channel. You just search with the keyword MT09 or paintwork or carbon fiber or whatever, and you should be entertained. And if you are, please take a minute and hit the like button. And making a detail changes to that windshield, small changes, they seem to change the whole appearance of the bike, and the angle, getting it correct, a lot of little details. Now, when the bike was new, it just had an endless supply of flat black parts. I hate flat black, it's personal. And every single time I painted one of those parts, shiny black or shiny blue, I liked it a lot more. So maybe the bike you ride, or that's your favorite bike, turns you into a hooligan too, but I know this one turns me into a hooligan. Unlike some of the other bikes that, well, this bike could be a super hooligan maker. Now, it's funny to say it, but it's a hooligan maker with safety features. The ABS, for one, it took me a long time to get confident in it. The first time it saved my bacon, I fell in love with it. The traction control has saved my bacon so many times, and on a previous video I showed what it looks like when you do get a step out and the traction control kicks in. Interesting stuff on a previous video. Are you done with my cabbage yet? Am
I done with what?
To make coleslaw?
Yes.
All right, I'm coming in. So we only have one cabbage left, and well, every time I'm out riding and Karen cooks up something, I get home and I'm always impressed. She's really a super cook, and cabbage is one of my favorites. Well, we had a beautiful ride today. I hope you enjoyed sharing it with us. Just beautiful sun, beautiful temperature. Actually wasn't even too hot. And when I get back, I know she's going to have some coleslaw for tonight. Fresh from the garden, right from our cabbage. Yes, this is how we save all the money we can buy these bikes. You eat cabbage and grow it yourself. So while I was out riding, Karen put this together. Look at this. Coleslaw for tonight. What are we going to have, burgers tonight?
Yes.
On the grill. Ooh. By that professional chef, Wendy. Ooh, that looks delicious. Fresh. That's the cabbage right from the garden. It doesn't get any fresher than that. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button if you did, and thank you so much for watching.